What's happening, guys? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I always have to time my intro with the music and make sure that it gets faded out properly because I'm doing this as I'm saying this to you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been a while since we've done a pre-game video. We did a bunch of these last year, and you guys seem to tune in for them, even though the shelf life for these videos is not very long, of course, because the game's in less than 3 hours time. But we're here. We're here, right? So the first hockey night in Canada, the first Saturday night of the NHL hockey season for 2024-2025. So welcome aboard for this Habs Sens pregame show here. Just going to be a quick hit with you guys. We'll go over the Habs and the Sens lineup together and talk about what the Canadiens need to do to come out with a win tonight, right? It's not going to be an easy contest, in my opinion. I don't think this is going to be anything close to a walk in the park. In fact, I expect a pretty hard-nosed game. The Sens had the Habs number last year in a lot of those games, right? So if you remember back to last year, and the Sens love coming into the Bell Center. Brady Tkachuk loves it, thrives on it, and we got to find a way to stifle their offense. And I think a big way we're going to do that is probably Sam Montembeault, but I don't want it to be the only way, right? So, all right, so some low-key quick news items here. We didn't really get a chance to actually mention this the other day, at least I didn't anyway, and that's to welcome back Gustav Lindstrom to the Montreal Canadiens, as the Habs did sign him to a one-year deal, assigning him to the Laval Rocket and adding some more defensive depth, of course, not in place of, but because of, I would imagine, the missing piece, the big missing piece of David Reinbacher this season. So Gustav Lindstrom did pretty decent even in some games up at the Habs last year. So don't really hate that move at all. It's an inexpensive move, and it's a good depth piece that the Laval Rocket and frankly the Canadiens need, especially if Justin Barron doesn't plan out for the whole season here with the Canadiens. We expect Logan May was going to get a call-up. What a game for him last night. And that's why I didn't have it in the titles here prepared, but the Laval Rocket winning their first official game of the season last night. They were on the road, but all I know is that my boy Philip Machar, where's Phil? Let's get Phil in here for a second. I am becoming a Philip Machar apologist, by the way. Oops, have the wrong one up here. So I'm going to pull up this picture of Philip Machar, somebody that I'm a big fan of, as you can tell, Shane Gaumont and myself meeting Phil a couple years ago at the Canadiens home opener, where we beat the Leafs just like we did the other night in the home opener again. Sam Montembeault, what a performance. But Philip Machar getting a nice goal last night. Logan May getting a couple nice goals. Adam Engstrom scored for the Laval Rocket, so it was a good night for the boys. They looked like they had a good time after that game, and I'm just a big Philip Machar fan. I believe in him a lot. I don't think he'll be ready for at least 2 to 3 years for the NHL on a regular basis, but I think he's going to be a player the Canadiens are going to like, and I think the fans are going to like. I think he's going to sell jerseys, that kid. Anyways, I don't want to get that much more into it. Let's talk about this Habs and Sens pregame. Let's go right into the lineup for the Ottawa Senators. Boo. Let's talk about them first, right? Have to confess, I do have Timmy Stützle in one of my hockey pools, and it's the only one for money this year. So other than tonight, I hope he does okay. And yeah, so on the top line, centering the top line now is Timmy Stützle. That's what it says on Daily Faceoff, though I think it's actually Brady Tkachuk. Could be wrong on that. But Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, and Claude Giroux, that is a nice top line for the Ottawa Senators. Noah Gregor, Josh Norris centering the second line, Drake Batherson on the right. You're going to be looking for a lot of secondary scoring from this Ottawa Senators line, much like you're going to be looking for it from the Canadian second line, which we'll get to in a moment. On the third line, Shane Pinto, David Perron, Michael Amadio. On the fourth line, former Montreal Canadian Nick Cousins, also former Florida Panthers player Nick Cousins, who is a Stanley Cup champion now. Ridley Gregg centering Nick Cousins' line with Zach McEwen on the right. Tough guy Zach McEwen, who settled the score with Arbor Jackeye after that hit on Timmy Stützle in the preseason, right? So we're not going to see any more fireworks tonight, right, guys? Right? No, we're going to see some hard, tough play, I bet. I bet you there's going to be not necessarily bad blood, but I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. Jake Sanderson on the top defense pairing with Artem Zub. Thomas Chabot on the second pair with Nick Jensen. Tyler Clavin and Travis Hamonic on the third pair for the Ottawa Senators. Now, starting in goal tonight will likely, it's actually, I believe, announced officially Linus Ullmark, who made quite the first impression for the Ottawa Senators and their fans the other night in a big win over the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. So that's a big win for them. Let's get to the Canadiens lineup, because we know that This is something I know a little bit more about, and that's why I'm going to do that. If I can actually get the right one up here, that would be great. So here we are. We got the Montreal Canadiens lineup, and we're going to start from the top. No surprise on the top pair, as I often say, or the top line, I should say. Nick Suzuki centering Cole Caulfield and Juraj Slafkovsky, where we hope to see some offense out of these guys. Nick Suzuki historically has had a couple of slower starts to seasons, but then he really, really picks it up. Kirby Dach is who I'm looking at tonight. He had a decent night against Boston the other night, wasn't able to manage much in terms of offense on the score sheet, but we did get secondary scoring from Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher, who are on the third line together. But I'm looking for Alex Newhook, Kirby Dach, and Yoel Armia, who Yoel Armia had a good game the other night against Boston. I'm looking for some secondary scoring from this line tonight. I want our top two lines to produce tonight. I don't care who produces normally as long as we win, but I expect it from the top two lines, and I think Yoel Armia is slotting in decently well in Patrick Laine's place for now. Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher, like I just mentioned, having a good game against Boston. Brendan Gallagher absolutely loves playing in TD Garden in Boston. Had himself 2 goals the other night. Josh Anderson getting credit for the goal the other night that went his way, and that's awesome to see because Anderson didn't score until 25 plus games last season, didn't get his first goal. So Emil Heineman draws back into the lineup alongside Christian Dvorak and Oliver Kapanen, who will make his home debut for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Some people still not impressed with Christian Dvorak, and a lot of people just have a lot of something against him. I don't know. I get it. I know the reasons why, but I think he's still an important, solid NHL player, and he's going to be your third line center or fourth line, depending how they roll the lines out, whether Jake Evans is going to be centering he is the fourth line center. Let's just be honest. So that's going to be your third line, most likely Christian Dvorak with Emil Heineman and Oliver Kapanen. Heineman can play physical, so that's what you're going to need against Ottawa. So I'm looking for that from him on top of hopefully getting some scoring chances. Let's go to your D pairs from the Canadiens. Mike Matheson with Caden Gooley on the top pair. Lane Hutson, our boy, with David Savard on the second pair. Arbor Xhekaj and Justin Barron. We need to see more out of Barron on the third pair. No surprise, Samuel Montembeault, the new Mr. Saturday Night. We'll never replace Carey fully, of course, but Jacob Fowler, hello. You're going to be the next one taking the reins, apparently. But Samuel Montembeault back in between the pipes after that 48-save NHL record-setting performance the other night at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And on your first power play unit still remains Mike Matheson quarterbacking it. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people clamoring for Lane Hutson to quarterback the first power play unit. But one thing I want to show you, and this is my one bold prediction for tonight's game, is that Lane Hutson is going to score his first NHL goal. Here's a sample of what it could look like to see Lane Hutson actually shoot the puck more, because he doesn't shoot it enough. And this is a very, very good wrist shot. I hope he gets a chance to get it off, but this is what it could look like coming from Lane Hutson. So let's see his game-winning goal here in Boston University. Look at this laser. Look at this laser beam. Bang. That was a seeing eye shot. His team, of course, winning the championship from this goal. And you just hope to see it. Here's Lane Hutson again on a rush. Look at him. Look at him go bang with the one. Look, he is fun to watch, man. Let's just watch it again for funsies here. Lane going against 3 defenders, putting it through the defender's leg, and one hand on the stick. I know I'm showing highlights from college, and I realize that his college days are over, but he's showing pretty well in the NHL so far in just 4 games played. All right, guys, that's all I got. Leave a comment down below. What are your predictions for tonight for the Habs and Sens? This is a good test at home for the Montreal Canadiens against these Ottawa Senators, who are going to be coming in with a lot of confidence after beating the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you real soon. Go Habs, go. Ciao for now, guys. Oh, before I let you go, not yet. Check out the video I just posted with the new Drew Deeks jersey officially being launched and created. In fact, I even have it in my hands here. So check out the video. I would appreciate your support. Checking out the video for how the story of how this jersey came together. I would appreciate the support for that one, guys. Thank you so much. Go Habs, go, and see you guys real soon. Cheers.